expecting.
I think in general, definitely has done a good job of kind of playing stuff that not everyone is really playing and looking good. Wow. Like Nami, the insta-lock there though from Fang. I mean, Pike Brawn banned away. No time Kench. Nami instead is the selection. We know it's extremely high in solo queue. That's all I know.
I mean, Nami is really a strong laner. You can bully people out fairly well with your tidal waves when you're getting the bounce, the heal, and the damage on both sides. The Tidecaller's Blessing also works very well because it's easy to get all the hits off with Lucian's passive with the kind of the double shot. That being said, if Nami gets hit by an Evermove or a Binding, she is a squishy champion. You could just straight up die from full very, very easily in the all-in, and you're very susceptible to ganks. It can be harder for some of these mage supports or enchantress supports rather to get vision because it's scary to kind of face check in some of these areas. So this is very lane focused. We'll see how well they can actually perform if they can hold up in that 2v2. We saw last game TSM's bot lane really giving it to Clutch in that Swain Morgana lane.
And there's Orianna, the last pick here for Golden Guardians. So looks like it will be that Swain Morgana bot lane here. Mickey going to combo more with the Nocturne in this situation by taking Ori. And of course, Demonte, that leaves him with counter pick here in mid lane. And it is going to be Ryze.
Interesting. I mean, I never really see Ryze as like a counter to Orianna. I feel like it is an answer. It is something that you can play, but because Ryze has relatively short range, a well-played Orianna can kind of keep out of striking distance oftentimes. The gank setups can be very strong though. That being said, especially if Orianna doesn't want to go cleanse, having that empowered W for the setup on the Graves ganks can be pretty strong. And also the skirmishing is fairly good. That being said, I always have questions about Ryze into compositions like this with strong frontline because you're going to have this Mundo running at you. You're going to have the Swain up in your face. And you know, when you can't actually thread your Qs back to the squishy targets, how effective will Ryze be in the later stages? But hey, maybe they don't need that when you have GP, Graves, Lucian, tons of physical damage who are going to be able to kind of punch through.
And I think, as always, we will be looking to Huni to see if he can have a bit of a stronger game. Lolo has been doing a good job losing gracefully, I will say, in a lot of his matchups. We saw Someday really stick it to him in the reverse of this matchup. He's, of course, on the Mundo this time. And I think the floor for Mundo is pretty high. His baseline, as I believe you said off air, is really strong. So I think Lolo is set up well to absorb the pressure that we are expecting from Gangplank plus Graves there coming out of the top jungle duo. Dardoch has never shied away from ganking Huni's lane, and I don't really blame him.
Yeah, nor why should you? I mean, it has led to so many wins for so many different teams, right? Huni has an incredibly high win rate across his professional career, whether it was in Europe, whether it was in NA, whether it was in Korea. He has been dominant, and he has always played this aggressive play style. So going to be very exciting to see how these guys can perform here today. I feel like, as is oftentimes the case, Echo Fox have a much harder to execute composition. This is all squishy targets, right? You know, and you're going up against a Swain, a Mundo. Contracts can really ult anyone on your team, and it's going to be effective. There's a Shockwave to follow that up. That is terrifying. So there's lots of CC, lots of team fight power here on Golden Guardians, and if anyone doesn't execute properly on Echo Fox and gets caught, they will just die. But that being said, if Echo Fox can execute, you can kite back, you can focus down the front line because you have so much damage, and that's really going to kind of be their path to victory.
Well, we'll see if Golden Guardians can make it 4 straight wins in a row. That'd be back-to-back undefeated weeks. For Fox, it's the opposite. Want to stay a lot less defeated.
Got him.
As it has been rough. But first CS went to Demonte. Lane's over.
That's free.
Not the word down. He's like, not this time.
Minions has spawned.
All right, so you can see, not I guess the most common to actually see the master choices here for Dardoch. Press the attack can be pretty powerful on Graves, but very often you're seeing people go like things like electrocute or fleet footwork. I don't often see press the attack because you have to get those 3 hits on a Graves, and I don't know if this is actually a misclick or if he's just saying, hey, there's actually a lot of frontline that I'm going to be training down, and I want to have that damage amp and perhaps a more extended fight. But both Altec and Dardoch are running press the attack, and it's not something that I typically see.
Contracts looks like starting red buff. Pretty simple there. Dardoch also should flash through the jungle here on Graves. So able to get onto that Raptor camp nice and quickly. We'll see where the early pressure goes, or just general pathing where these junglers do want to be looking.
Yeah, one of the nicest things about playing Graves in the jungle really is that you can actually avoid so much of the monster damage. And, oh, nice binding, but They have a healer. It is a Nami on their team, so it's going to be harder for that damage to stick. This is not that sort of Tahm Kench Jhin lane that we saw actually getting bullied out. This is a lane that has more ability to kind of trade back and be more aggressive. But again, it's going to be about avoiding any potential all-ins, and Dardoch is looking for an invade of his own, trying to take away this blue, but we'll see if Contract shows up in time. It looks like he's actually going towards the bottom scuttle now. May have actually spotted that Dardoch was on a ward. You can see some things up around there. So it seems like they're now just trying to trade, but Echo Fox is also aware of this. Altec goes over, he wards the scuttle, so they're going to have full information on where Nocturne is, and Dardoch knows he's unwarded, so he's just going to keep taking this. Yeah, Nocturne spotted.
Interesting from Contracts to go red buff Raptors Wolves. Didn't go for either scuttle or a major buff.
I mean, I think he just felt he can't actually contest the Graves, right? Sure. And I think he's correct at this point in the game. So the ward that they had over by that Pixel Brush and Topside River meant he doesn't go over there, but Mickey, he's behind him, and we have the setup.
Yeah, Mickey getting rooted up. Here's Dardoch with the double buffs. Mickey going to try and run away, but he's about to be first blooded. Dardoch is going to get him.
He's going to get him, and that's pretty poorly done there from Mickey. They know that Graves is on the bottom side of the map, and now trying to chase down on Contracts. Fang just flashes in.
That was quite the flash from Fang. So aggressive.
He didn't even have anything to follow up. I mean, I don't even think he has bubble yet. He doesn't. What are you going to do? I'm here. Oh, wait. So, well, I mean, he's asserting his dominance. That's what we'll give him.
All right, we are going to get some thoughts, though, from Thinko as we throw it down to Ovely May.
Thanks, guys. Spoke with Coach Thinkcard, and he said that he was pretty happy with the draft. He was glad that Huni and Altec both got to get on some comfort picks with that GP and the Lucian. I asked him a little bit about the team's performance, and he said that it's not really on one person, but more of a team communication and kind of learning how to play around each other. He says that for this game, they're mainly going to focus on shutting down Nocturne with Dardoch's Graves, and that's going to be their key. Back to you.
Thank you, Ovely. And Dardoch's Graves definitely getting work done. It's not Nocturne that's getting shut down. It is Mickey for now.
Yeah, but you can see the focus. You know, they're executing on that game plan already. That is the invade happening. That is all the jungle camps kind of being stolen away by Dardoch. But, yeah, I mean, Mickey really should have known where Graves could be. And he wasn't even playing to the bottom side of the map. At the very least, if you were going to push up, you have to play to the bottom side of the bush on that side where your jungler is, right? And he was playing to the top side of the map. He was playing very pushed up, and he gave away a very easy kill to his opponents. And that's not what you want to see happen when you are Contracts. And, you know, Dardoch's job is going to be keeping this guy down.
Yep. Dardoch again prevents Contracts from stealing the important parts of that Raptor camp, is back in time to take that for himself. Also going to clear vision away from the left side of mid. Been pretty aggressive with his sweeper, so Dardoch certainly trying to apply pressure at what has been probably the best looking individual member of the Golden Guardians.
Yeah, he definitely has been very strong. Has been having some nice assassin performances as well. Huni up here on the top side. Already forced Lorlo to go back to base early, has a 10 CS advantage, and is playing Klepto. So those are all very good things for Echo Fox and their top lane. Sheen first buy is always what you really are kind of hoping to get. And you know, there is always the argument between should you be going Klepto, should you be going Grasp. Yes, this is a pretty good matchup for GP, but we've seen GP still get run down, and Grasp does kind of give you more lane presence. That being said, this is a better scaling option, and if you can win with it, you're going to be feeling really, really good.
Certainly watching these junglers as Contracts wants to sweep away this wall, but Dardoch continuing to enforce his will onto Dardoch. Lethal tempo procs, the fear is there, but Contracts forced to get out as Demonte was coming in quick with the Realm Warp.
Yeah, pushing him back again, just trying to track him through, can likely steal away that Gromp, and does get the reverse scuttle as well. They can also look to threaten a dive here. So, you know, Contracts, if he bases, this is a scary time for Lorlo. Lorlo has no TP. Mickey is coming up to cover, so this is actually very smart play here from Mickey. They know that Lorlo could get dove, and if Lorlo gets dove with the mini wave pushing in and no TP, it can be lights out in that top lane, so just that small roam there from Mickey. The priority that he had in mid lane then gets kind of transferred over to top, and that's really good cover.
Yeah, good presence of mind there from Mickey, so does kind of prevent any further action for now in the top half of the map as Dardoch moving in towards 6 is back on his Krugs and his left side of the map. Contracts also building relatively quickly up towards 6. Will be a lot more impactful when he does have the ultimate skilled up.
Yeah, I would definitely like to hit that, and obviously you know, Nocturne trying to hit 6 at a very good timing to look for that early gank. We'll see where he's going to go with that. I often feel that the kind of first Nocturne alternate can really dictate a lot of the pace of the game. If you can get that early kill, it really can feel very, very good to just kind of rotate between power farming and going for the ult. And they could look for an all-in right now. He has it.
Yeah, might be straight bot lane. They want the Nami.
No
Fang
flash.
still no flash. Yeah, that's the problem. Contracts able to get the kill. Flash binding. Good cleanse from Altec. And now Matt actually tanking the culling. Gonna have to get himself out of the way. Altec good defense on his side, but Fang was not so lucky.
Yeah, taking the free kill there, knowing that Fang had wasted his flash in the river. That is the punish there. So it's a couple minutes later, but just before that flash timing did come back up. Contracts looking bad and able to execute on a kill. And when you get that first kill with your ultimate, you go back, you buy CDR, and you can just continue rotating between farm until your ult's up, immediately look for a gank. And if you can kind of get in that rhythm, it feels so, so good. Hits level 6, goes straight in. Altec is further up, but he knows this is the free kill. Going to be able to hit that spell shield on the bubble. Very nicely done. And then Matt flashes for the binding, but it's cleansed by Altec.
Steal though from Dardoch, again using knowledge of the bot side gank from Contracts to take the blue buff away from Golden Guardians, and it's nice to keep it away from Mickey as Dardoch continues to get further ahead in his kind of 1v1 matchup.
Yeah, they'd love to really keep Mickey down here, be able to allow Damonte to kind of push him in and perhaps look for some roams with that Realm Warp, really kind of pair up with Dardoch, because Ryze and Graves are both extremely strong early skirmish champions. But either way, Contract's still doing pretty well despite that pressure that has been put on him. He has been able to really still stay fairly close in experience, and getting that first kill bottom side is going to help a lot.
Yep. See Dardoch continuing to take buffs away. The Contract's actually starting an Infernal.
This is pretty risky. I mean, there's a lot of members from Echo Fox converging. They should know that this could be going on. I mean, 4 members around this side of the map, but bot lane priority, mid lane priority for Golden Guardians. So Echo Fox doesn't feel comfortable to come out and check it. They know they've listed a lot of farms if they did. So early Infernal for Golden Guardians.
Actually a really nicely timed objective take there. So good for them to get that pretty important first objective. Getting that first strike under 10 minutes always feels nice. This doesn't feel as nice though. Yeah, Hooney's looking to take that turret pretty much on his own.
Yeah, I mean, Hooney has already done 2/3 of the health of that turret. Is a Klepto GP, is up farm. You can see that actually builds up quite a lot in the gold lead because of the parlay gold he gets, because of that Klepto gold he gets as well. And Contracts alt up, going bot.
Now going Altec this time. He's the one that does have flash. The cleanse already used, but he's going to dive all the way through. Contracts just solo dives under the turret and takes down Altec.
That was beautiful. The cleanse being down meant he has that confidence to flash follow. He knows he's going to get the fear tether. He knows he can train him down. And now they're going to get a 4-man dive here. Hooney, though, getting solo turret top, but Fang is dead to rights. He's getting corralled.
Yep, doesn't quite get slowed. Oh, skill shot starting to miss, but there's Mickey. There's the root, pulls back. No shockwave committed yet. Mickey just going to wait. Does finally get the kill. Took a little longer than they might have liked, though.
Still, GP ult can be dropped bot. Should be able to knock this turret down, though. It's 4 members regardless, and even if they have to tank a couple of shots, they will be able to trade that turret. But I mean, this is 4 members bot to get the turret, where on the top side, Hooney just gets it by himself. Hooney is nearly 2,000 gold ahead of Lorlo. He has 3,000 gold on his character right now to go back to base. So that's going to be a full Triforce. That is going to be him with a monumental lead in the side lane against Lorlo. And this is kind of the opportunity you're waiting for as an Echo Fox fan, as a Hooney fan, for him to really be able to take over a game, because he's set up well to do it. But here it is again, immediately once that ultimate is up, Contracts right down to the bottom lane, flash, follow on the tether. That one just barely actually didn't break the tether with the flash, was really, really close, and when it doesn't break, he knows he can follow. And then corralling Fang here. Doesn't matter how many skill shots you dodge, honestly, there's just no way out of this 1v4 with no flash.
Yeah, and again, Mickey knows, but his time with the ulti and does manage to get the kill. All that time, though, did actually leave Echo Fox's full control of the top half of the map, so Dardoch doing a nice job with Damonte taking down the mid outer, and of course Hooney, all that work he did by himself already, got himself solo turret gold and made sure Echo Fox stay in the lead for turrets, so...
Yeah, I mean, Contracts has been effective on the bottom side of the map, but you know, that is kind of the cost, is unfortunately for him, they're kind of losing on both sides, right? They were losing in pressure, so he goes bot and that kind of evens it out, but on the top side, definitely just going to get run down.
Yep, FaZe takes a smoke screen, no turret to run to, is going to stopwatch, but it just doesn't mean a thing. Bubble's not going to miss, does get the ulti down, but Huni able to collect the kill.
Yeah, Huni gets the kill. He is up the turret, just kind of camping that brush, and he will have enough time to get bot side and actually answer Mundo's push. When GP doesn't show on the map, you have to be very, very careful about that. And Echo Fox are getting a lot of advantages, with the top side of the map, because Dardoch has been taking away farm, has been pushing in, despite the fact that Contracts has those 2 kills. Dardoch is going to be the one up in gold, thanks in part to the global gold, and Huni has established this really big individual lead. Their bot lane is basically even, so things are looking very, very good for Echo Fox.
I mean, Echo Fox are up 2,000 gold.
Yeah.
That lead is pretty much all on Huni.
Yeah.
Which is kind of absurd when you think how much work he's done early on in the game on a hyper-scaling carry champion. Like you said, if there's ever a time for a redemptive game for Huni on a comfort pick like Think Card mentioned, this is the time for Huni to shine. But Golden Guardian should know this, and we'll see if they transfer some of that Nocturne pressure into Huni's lane.
Yeah, I mean, Huni got a pre-11-minute Triforce, right? And he actually had gold before that, so like he's absurdly strong. And now moving over here to the mid lane, looking for Deathly.
Another barrel chain, gonna try and connect, gets one to Deathly, Guardian pops. Huni just gonna kite around, does commit his ultimate, but not a huge cost for him right there.
Yeah, not too big of a cost. The cooldown is fairly long. Wanted to try to make something happen, but perhaps more members in the mid lane than he was expecting. Because he is kind of making these moves, though, when the lane is already pushed for him, because Lolo cannot contest the wave at all. He has to let it push in, farm under his turret, and then repeat. So Huni pushes out the wave, spends that time to go mid lane, to go top lane, to try to get some pressure down, and then can return, pick up the wave, pick up the farm, and he's going to have that advantage because of how far ahead he is.
Yep, turret gold also helping Fox out there. They got the first one, they're still up 1, so Exact Contracts is starting the Rift Herald here to ideally take at least 1 turret by using that objective. So based on current look around the map, I don't know if Fox can contest to this. Dardoch not close enough in the area and good vision. Control there by GG's.
Shouldn't be able to go for any sort of contest. No vision, no GP ult. It's not really a fight you want to kind of risk anything major on, especially when a lot of their turrets are still fairly healthy. There is a decent chance of actually just straight up defending against that Rift Herald, when if they are ready for a fight, they certainly have the ability to win it right now.
Huni, though, still off adventuring. Gonna go over to the blue buff, actually. I think Huni's just decided that all the farm in this game is his.
I think rightfully so. I mean, it has been going so damn well for him, and on this GP, having that additional CDR is going to be very nice for making more ultimate plays. Sitting at 30% obviously already with that blue buff plus Triforce is going to mean it's almost impossible for Lolo to really do anything in the 1v1. Lolo's just going to have to hope that he can be relevant in the team fights later, where he certainly will have his opportunities.
Contracts, don't forget, did pick up the Eye of the Herald very recently, so right now it looks to be tracking for top lane. Hoping to get this turret taken.
There's no one there for Echo Fox, but Golden Guardians doesn't really know that. If this wave gets the turret, though, they're probably just going to drop that Rift Herald. And then as the drag goes down, they'll certainly know. So should be at least 1 turret for Golden Guardians if they want to actually pull the trigger on this. If they can get a kill into a turret, they could look for potentially 2. And Contracts has his ultimate, so there's no way that Damonte can actually just walk up and defend this. He would die. He has to be very, very careful about that. They could just straight up get 2 turrets. I mean, Echo Fox isn't really responding.
Feels like they're going to try. Also, Mickey up here. Oh no, the flash! Got caught by Mickey. Contracts on a killing spree.
Nicely done. They get another kill with an ultimate. 3 ultimates, 3 kills there for Contracts. And now the bot lane is here, but it's a 4v2. The Rift Herald's still alive. They will drop the GP ult, so they will keep that turret alive, but another chunk, a turret down. Golden Guardians making good moves, and it's really just kind of been the Huni show for Echo Fox, but the rest of the map, Golden Guardians has been very effective.
Flash by Fang does live Altec bound up, but has both his summoners, so should be okay there. I like the idea to get a pick in transition, looking to siege up mid, but unfortunately for Golden Guardians, bears no fruit. As Fox do pretty safely move through their own jungle. Let's watch this one again. Damonte just shouldn't be here.
Yeah, he really shouldn't. It's a well-placed ball from Mickey, though. He puts it maximum range to the right, so as he flashes, he still gets caught on the far side of that shockwave. Had he placed the ball right on Damonte, Damonte can flash out of that. So that's just really intelligent positioning of that ball from Mickey, knowing Contracts is on one side. Only way he can go to the right, cuts that off, hits him with a shockwave, gets a kill and a flash.
And as a result, evens up the turret score. Fox still up about 1,500 gold or so. Golden Guardian's making it closer. Feng, no flash from earlier, definitely just takes him out. Is that a W kill?
Yeah,
that must have been a W kill.
He's like, thanks, Mickey. Appreciate it, bud. Mickey hits another shockwave. Feng has been getting picked on a bit this game. That is the danger of Nami. You know, one wasted flash on the bot lane meant his death. They get dove again. That costs another flash. Then on the top side, he has to flash a binding. That's another death. They're constantly being able to get kills on him. And partly, yes, it is his fault, especially that first flash, but...
Lolo? I would run. Oh, he got the barrel!
His ult really soon.
Might be trying to happen. Here's Demonte coming through. Contract's a little late, but Lolo forced to flash away. Contracts. Does he dare go for this? Oh, ult is so close. Here's a TP. They're going to go for Huni. Contracts on a red bait. Takes him down. Should be a free kill as well to follow through with it all. Demonte trying to cut it up, but Contract just flashes straight into his face. We're going to take him down. He grabs the double.
Contract's doing his best Levi cosplay here. Giving me flashbacks to Worlds. Levi popping off on that game, and Contracts, every ultimate has resulted in a kill. Matt going in, Feng no flash. Sorry, buddy, you're gone.
Flash ult ball. Goodbye. Mickey able to take him down one more time. That's 4 deaths and counting for the Nami.
It's so rough. I mean, as I was saying, yes, some of it is his fault, but some of it is also, it's very difficult to fight for vision when your team is losing and you are squishy.
Let's watch this one again, though. It's time for our Acer Predator replay. Lolo picked quite the fight here.
Yeah, Lolo taking the fight. Huni would win that eventual 1v1, but he knows that Nocturne is coming. They know that Rise is coming, and I mean, these Nocturne ultimates have been perfectly chained together, has been able to survive. Lolo buys enough time. Contract super strong at this point, had already gone back to buy, and just deletes Huni off the map, and then Lolo has enough health left in the tank to help tank this up. Demonte gonna get run down. 2 more kills onto Contracts. He is just absurdly fast.
And we didn't catch this one in that replay, but here's Mickey in some trouble. And Dodoc's like, yeah, see you later.
Woo, that binding, though, is actually really nice.
And Matt, unfortunately, cannot get the follow-up kill. He's going to chase him down. Oh, Dodoc, how did you do that? That was dirty.
Okay. Dodoc just made them look stupid. That was nice. That was nice.
Great.
Yeah.
All right, 3-0-1 for Dodoc. Picked up 2 kills in a pretty short amount of time.
It's the jungler duel. Anything you could do, I could do better. Dodoc says you needed a teammate to get 2 kills. Watch this.
I needed your blue buff, which he also took in that exchange. Huni does finally suffer a death, but he'll take it, given how much pressure Golden Guardians are willing to throw down there. Still, this game now balanced very precariously. Fox only up about 300 gold from what was a 2,000 gold lead earlier.
Yeah, I mean, the gold is very, very even, and again, Golden Guardians have the easier to execute team composition. You have to really be playing kind of on that knife's edge as Echo Fox, because there's so many squishy members. Anyone gets caught with a shockwave, you're dead. You get caught with a binding, you're dead. Never move, you're dead. It's really, really scary to play that out, but if executed perfectly, they have an insane amount of damage coming from so many angles, and they can really shred through someone like Demundo.
Golden Guardian's going to try and take this turret. They desperately need it as Huni actually going to get jumped on here. Really nice ult there, but he flashes over the wall to barely get himself out safely. Turret, though, will fall as a result. Data getting aggressive. That does want to be a little bit more careful. Lolo still chasing, pops the ult, plans to cleave it in onto Feng. Data hits a binding. No shockwave target just yet as Artek defensive culling to try and keep him out of the way.
Push him back. Contracts first ultimate that doesn't get a kill, but he does get the flash there from Huni. A worthy trade, especially when you've already picked up a decent amount of CDR here on the Nocturne. Is that 100-second ultimate cooldown flash, 5 minutes, so certainly a positive trade to make there. And Huni has not been able to really kind of continue to push that lead. He really did get a massive 1v1 advantage on the top side, but Lolo has been at least able to hang on and hold this turret alive. So Huni certainly is getting up and up in gold. The team is becoming more and more reliant on him to actually be able to win these team fights, because he really is the strongest member. It's him and Dardoch versus the world.
Yep, and playing to win certainly his lane. Full Mortar Reminder was his second item. Just decided to upgrade the Executioner's Calling all the way home.
And I think it's a smart buy to have that healing debuff, especially when there's also a Swain, right? You know, that is kind of that secondary big healing target. You can see Executioner's purchased up by Dardoch as well, so glad to see that. Black Cleaver going to be the purchase, looks like, for Altec also. So having 2 Black Cleavers doesn't always feel great because it doesn't actually stack, but they will be able to have that armor shred for their team.
Contracts and friends, though. Going to take down this Mountain Drake, so straightforward stuff there. Golden Guardians to stay up in Drake objectives at least, and actually up in turrets as well since taking that mid. I mean, really, given where we were with Huni so far ahead, Golden Guardians have done a good job as a team, kind of getting the gold back well within touching distance.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting because Golden Guardians are taking a different approach than a lot of other teams have been. You know, Huni is doing similar things in the 1v1 that he did in some of the other games, but other teams are saying, all right, well, Huni's going to push up and we'll just kill him. In this game, Contracts is just telling Lolo, well, you're on your own, bud. Try to survive up there, and he is focusing elsewhere on the map. So this is a very different style of game than we have been seeing recently, where it's Huni getting picked on, Huni getting camped. This is a game where he is not. He has created a big individual advantage, but the rest of his team has fallen behind as a result. And we'll see.
All right, looks like maybe the plan has changed.
Nice stopwatch.
Huni does stopwatch nicely, but still has to get out from under all this damage. The barrels are there, but it's not enough for a kill. Lolo finally gonna get a kill for himself.
Yeah, kind of close to getting Contracts down, but it's a tough call to make on a stopwatch like that, because if you think you can kill Contracts, it's worth immuning the ultimate damage to then try to turn around that fight. But you know, in this case, was not able to do so, so the stopwatch is for naught, and you know, will not have that the next time around if he gets ulted in a team fight or you know, tries to use it on a shockwave or anything like that. Echofox, though, trying to fight back for vision around this Baron. You can see they're using the buddy system now. Feng has died a lot of times trying to get vision, so he has his squad with him this time around.
Fox still playing around the map. They've got one obvious turret that Lolo's been protecting.
You know what the saddest part about this game is? I didn't even realize Feng doesn't even have his Sightstone completed yet.
Contracts does have the stopwatch there. Flash from Dark,
Oh,
but the shockwave caught Demonte. Root back down, but he's actually immune, so can't be pulled back. I think with another defensive Carling will keep his teammate alive.
Yeah, I mean, Feng is on 465 gold earned of the 500, so that shows you how little opportunity he's actually had to be aggressive and play around that. So they have no Sightstone on their team, and that is really tough to play around.
Well, apparently Sightstone not needed this time around. Vision, usually what you want when you start Baron at 24 minutes, but they just start Baron right on the money. Contract can't get in with the ultimate. It is going to go down. Huni actually got a realm bop out of the way. Echofox turned their game back around.
Echofox go for the risky play. 24-minute Baron. They're going to knock it down, get out scot-free with that Rise ultimate. And that is just really nice shot calling from Echofox. They know they have an exit plan. They know it's worth taking that risk because the vision wasn't there. And Golden Guardians caught asleep at the wheel a little bit.
That ranks pretty highly on Echofoxy things in game. That was an Echofox Baron if I've ever seen one. But as a result, they'll give themselves the gold lead and alleviate a lot of that pressure as they try and knock down a few more turrets and get this game further out of the hands of Golden Guardians.
And you want to talk about a way for Huni to knock down turrets in a side lane, right? The Baron buff is it. Mundo can hold you in that 1v1. Without that Baron buff, he can knock down the minions fairly well, but Mundo does not do enough damage, does not have effective enough wave clear to actually hold against Baron-empowered minions. So then the only way to stop Huni becomes killing Huni, and you know, that can be a lot tougher unless he has some help from Contracts.
Demonte also got things going in the top side. He's going to back away now, but also has TP, so Fox can spread out pretty thin across the rift and apply Baron buff in every single lane.
But again, look how naked the map is of wards. Just now, Feng finishes his Sightstone 25 minutes into the game. That I would not be surprised if this is the latest competitive Sightstone that we have ever seen. Like, this is shockingly late. And as a result, there's just no vision on the map here for Echofox. So, you know, they have the Baron buff, but they're like, well, where is everyone? I don't know. It's very hard to actually push up.
Golden Guardians so far doing a decent job defending. Have burnt off a minute and a half of the buff already. Lolo face checking. Pretty tanky boy though, so it should be okay. Does not commit the ultimate either. So no major cooldowns really used there for GG's. Mickey had a blue buff, is doing some jungling, but here comes the classic Orianna flank. Contract's going in, wants to try and take down Artek with cleanses and flashes. Feng also burnt his ultimate there as Huni is maybe too far forward. Nice double W there from Deftly. That's a tongue twister. Mr. Monte finally getting some turrets being taken down.
Yeah, it's a good job by Contracts getting double summoners, but the problem is so much of their gold is on this Nocturne. And against the Baron buff, he's pretty worthless actually in a fight without his ultimate, right? He doesn't really have a way in. You can't just run straight at them, you will die. So Echofox pushing on the bottom side, and they know now there's very little threat from Golden Guardians. So they have to try to play it back, try to play the wave clear game and keep these turrets alive, but they are going to be bleeding gold.
Well, they're getting ganked. Eats a barrel finally as Demonte and Huni able to zone him off to get Echofox their 4th turret of the game and finally take the turret lead for themselves. maybe a little slower on the overall push, but Echo Fox still getting a lot of really good value out of that very decisive Baron call.
Yeah, I mean, that Baron really was massive for the team. They've knocked down multiple turrets. Perhaps going to crack an inhibitor here as well. Golden Guardians doesn't have an answer. Without Contracts having ultimate, there's nothing you can really do except try to wave clear. So the base is just kind of falling before their eyes. They don't really have a very powerful wave clear besides Mickey, so you can't be everywhere, and they're kind of just losing on all sides right now. 5,000 gold is the difference, and it was very, very close not long ago.
Yeah, they also need Mickey for a team fight at this point, given the Contracts' ult still isn't back up. Echo Fox, though, will finally leave as the Baron buff dissipates, so no inhibitor was lost, but still a ton of damage done. And a game that was a few thousand gold, even less than that, before that Baron is now, what, 5,000 gold ahead for Echo Fox?
Yep, definitely a big lead opened up there, and then you can see as a result, Huni is already on 3.5 items, working towards that last item.
Guardian Angel, I
Yeah, Guardian Angel should be a GA with the chain vest there for sure. Either way, interesting to see Dardoch actually picking up a Stormrazor. Not something I've seen that often on Graves. He may want to go into a more aggressive build after this, see if he actually grabs a Rapid Fire to go with it. Golden Guardians may go for a flank here. They are behind. They have Mundo coming from in front, so they could kind of surround from all sides, and there they go.
Contract's trying to find the pick, but Demonte again goes into stasis. Still need to try and pick one up. Demonte low is not going to fall. Barely lived as Mickey finally gets the over the two-man shockwave. Finds Fang and Dardoch with a shutdown onto Contract. Could spell disaster. Huni chasing down Mickey has definitely dives into the backside, and Lolo picks up Fang. Altec still getting chased. Mickey lived through his duel with Huni, and now just the binding looking for Altec. Does not grab him. Just barely jashing at the right angle.
Yeah, that was not the best place binding from Matt. You want to put that more to the right to try to cut off his escape path because he can't go back to the left into your team. If you force a dodge to the left, he will die anyway. Either way, Echo Fox lose 2. They kill Contracts, but it could have been a lot worse. That was very close. 2 Golden Guardians getting so much there. But they were able to kind of fight their way out. Dardoch's still incredibly strong. Altec able to survive, and Huni really is going to be a massive threat on this GP.
I mean, he is unrelenting in his pressure, just aggressively moving forward, taking no prisoners. As Golden Guardians did try something here. Contract tries to pick off the striker at the top. Yeah,
they go right for Mickey, but Mickey's able to survive a long time. They can't quite burst him down. Matt flashes in, finds the 3-man ultimate, but the chains are broken, and then you can see Huni splitting off, chasing Mickey on the side. It's looking like Fang will go down, Dardoch will go down, but they decide, hey, no, stop chasing Dardoch, we'll actually get Altec here. They think that they can kind of corral him, but the cleavers are missing. That binding would have wanted to be a bit more to the right to actually force him to try to move back into Lorlo. Unfortunately for Matt there, not able to connect, and Altec gets out by the skin of his teeth, and Dardoch gets out and counter jungles the blue side of the map.
Yep, good looking team fight for Golden Guardians, but not quite enough. Echo Fox still stay pretty far ahead in this game.
And you can see how little damage Contracts was able to actually put out in that team fight. Not by any fault of his own, but you know, the ultimate was actually pretty good onto Demonte, but then there's the Zonias, there's all the absorb coming in from the Seraph, so it really is kind of this one-punch champion, and he has GA now, so that will help him have a little bit more follow-up and survive longer in the fight. But even this super fed Nocturne can struggle in the later stages against champions, that have Stopwatch, have Zonias, and have GA, and a lot of people are trying to pick that up. So may need to see him swap his targets around because Stopwatch is available on Altec. There is still the Zonias on Demonte also, so probably has to look for Dardoch or has to look for Huni before he finishes GA, but that's bought up now, so really the targets become more limited. Probably has to either try to one-shot Fang, who has a stopwatch, or go for Dardoch, and really it's only Dardoch right now.
Yeah, I think we kind of look to the rest of Golden Guardians now to carry the team fight. Mickey very strong, almost at his death cap. Certainly can do a lot of good combos. Don't need the Nocturne to get the kill if Orianna can do it for you, just escorting the ball in.
Yeah, and Swain is still scaling up and is a big threat. It's just that so much of the gold is concentrated on Contracts that he needs to be able to try to find some effect, and they are looking for this fight.
We're baiting for the Baron, finding a miss. Dardoch still playing up forward. Nice GP ult. Some barrels come out as well. Definitely getting low. Dies actually. And that's 2 kills already. The bot lane just dead to Dardoch. Now Demonte flanking around. Lawler going to try and chase him, but they have to kind of get out of here. Runwalk goes to mid. Smoke screen is good. There's a triple kill for Dada. Going to try and line it up. Lawler the next in his eyes. Can he nab the Quadra? Lawler getting low. Shut down by Demonte. Echo Fox, 4 clean kills with just a Nocturne left to defend.
That's going to do it. 32 minutes in. Echo Fox will have enough to close this one out.
It's been a rough streak so far. Contract's just going to burn the ulti and try and buy some precious time. He dives in, he wants it, but it's so desperate. Guardian Angel going to at least make them spend a little bit more time, but the ace is finished. Fox will take down the Nexus turrets, and after 3 losses in a row, they'll finally pick a win up and tie themselves for first place.
Still sitting in that first way tie.